One of them would be the notion of telepathy, which is somehow something happens to a person that you could not have guessed by chance. The person is not close to you, and it somehow affects you. So that you get a sense, oh, I am thinking of X. I do not know why I'm thinking of X. I haven't thought of hair in 5 years, as far as I can recall, but I had this big impression, and that same day you get an email or a call from that individual. Now, that is not an experiment, but one might, I think, reasonably entertain the notion that somehow, in some way, you got the sense of that other person thinking of you.
I think most people can relate to that, actually. Have had that kind of
yes, it is not unusual. When you ask people, when you do not put it in the sense of, oh, we're seeing tables floating and ghosts coming to you with chains, when you talk about these things, they are not unusually experienced by people. No, so let me finish, and I'll continue with this notion that it is not uncommon. So that would be telepathy. Clairvoyance may be the sense of knowing something that is not mediated by someone's awareness, someone's consciousness. So, for instance, there was I think he may still be alive, I'm not sure, but a very famous Finnish healer, and he was used by police and by other people when there was a missing individual, during the winter, and they say, well, we cannot know where he or she is, let's say where he is, and he would try to have a sense of the surroundings, the area where he might be. And apparently he came with very good, precise guesses. Not accurate all of the time, who is, but he could come out with somewhat even unexpected notions that were accurate. So in this case, let's speak of somebody who had died. We can say, well, perhaps, probably it didn't have to do with that person affecting him directly, but he somehow sensed that information. So that would be clairvoyance. Precognition would be the notion of experiencing something before it occurs, and it is not something that you might reasonably guess. So we have a number of cases like that in the literature. For instance, one famous case of some years ago, where a person all of a sudden starts having dreams that there is a plane that is going to have a serious misfunction, is going to crash in an airport close to where he lives. He had no idea. He had no history of having those kinds of ideas. So it was not someone who, every month thought that there was going to be a plane crash. That had never happened to him. He continues having these dreams. He goes to the manager of the airport. The manager says, well, this person seems reasonable. This person does not seem to be disturbed in any way, but the information is not so accurate. And it happens later on that...
Where was that crash?
I'm sorry?
Where was that plane crash?
I don't know it by heart, but it was a few decades ago. Okay. But these things continue to happen. For example, for 9/11, the terrorist attack in New York City and, another country, Pennsylvania, another state, some people had dreams that they told the therapist a day before. And these were clear dreams about planes crashing, which they had not had before. So let's come with something that is much closer to our days. And I would say, if you ask around, people will often tell you, I had a dream about something that would happen. Suddenly there was a big bus that was rushing to me. I had no idea why I had this dream. And then the following day, there's a person with bus driver who is not doing it carefully, and the person has to rush so as not to be hit by the bus. And I have a number of my students who have reported all three of these types of phenomena. Just spontaneously, they say it happens to me. They might say, well, I do not believe in psychic phenomena, but then they go and report that these things have happened to them and or to a family member. And
but they discard it as random most of the time, don't they?
Well, I think one of the issues is that sometimes people don't want to think very much about them, but some people are scared precisely because of the notion of this is paranormal, this is not normal, this is weird. And that is why I like to say, well, this is normal.